We reported earlier tonight the debt ceiling bill passed the House and is on its way to the Senate now. But for tonight's Unfiltered, we're highlighting comments from Representatives Jim Banks and Greg Pence. We spoke to them before the vote occurred, and they told us about their concerns for the bill.
I can't vote to raise the debt limit if significant reforms aren't included that would bring down our national debt. In this case, this is a debt limit deal that would raise the debt limit by $4 trillion and not make serious cuts that would send us down a fiscally responsible path. I've voted against raising the debt limit many times before. I've been consistent on this front, both when President Trump was in office and with President Biden in office. And a few weeks ago, we did have a deal that we voted out of the House that would have cut nearly $5 trillion in spending and raised the debt limit by $1.5 trillion. That's about the opposite of the deal that we're voting on today. The deal today would raise the debt limit by $4 trillion, and the CBO says somewhere around maybe $1.5 trillion in cuts over the next 10 years if certain parts of the bill are put into effect. So that's not a good deal as far as I'm concerned. I'm concerned about a $32 trillion national debt that we have today that's going to grow even by trillions of dollars more with this deal, that's going to cripple the economy of this country and allowing my daughters to pursue the American dream. Well, a $32 trillion national debt is a wake-up call. It should be for every member of Congress that we have to do something to bring down the debt, not grow it. And in this case, the deal that we're voting on today doesn't bring down our national debt. That's why I'm voting no on it. I know that every Democrat in Congress and the president wanted a clean debt limit increase. This isn't that, but it looks to me like it's pretty close. So I wanted to see serious spending caps, spending reforms, and something in this bill that would bring down the national debt. Doesn't do that, so I'm voting against it.
Part of the problem is, there's a lot more that we have to do. We have to address the Social Security. We have to address people getting back to work, which this doesn't do a lot of. We've got deficits coming on the Social Security and the Medicare, Medicaid side in just a few short years. But that doesn't make this particular deal bad. It just doesn't address the bigger issues that are headed our way. Revenues, every income statement has revenues and expenses. What will revenues be between now and 2 years, as you mentioned? It doesn't look good. Back home, I know people are struggling. Businesses are struggling. Thank God we live in Indiana, where we're fiduciarily responsible and we have reserves. Will we have to address particularly this in 2 years? We're going to have to address our debt ceiling our debt at some point, and our shortfall in revenues at some point. My responsibility as a representative is to do what my constituents want, and if some of my peers feel that they need to vote no or yes on any particular bill, I have a great deal of respect for them doing the right thing. Always what's in your heart and what's in the best interest of your constituents.
Pence voted yes to the bill, while Banks was one of only 4 House members to vote no. You can catch more on both men's comments this Sunday in All Indiana Politics. It airs at 9:30 in the morning right here on Wish TV.